Understanding recursive functions in that. What is a recursive function? A recursive function is a function that calls itself to solve a problem by breaking it down into smaller instances of the same problem. This approach is useful for tasks like factorial calculation, Fibonacci, sequence generation, and tree traversal. How does recursive function works? The first thing is that we have the base case, and this base case defines the condition whereby the recursion stops, and also we have the recursive case. This is when the function calls itself with a smaller subproblem until it reaches the base case. Let's look at an example. This simple example, we're going to be working on factorial. The way factorial works is that we have, let's say we have 5 factorial. So that simply means we have 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2, and then multiply by 1, and then we have 120. So how do we use function for this? We can use function by saying we have a return type of integer, and let's call it factorial. So this is going to take a parameter, and the parameter is going to be the number that we are finding its factorial. So this can be int n. And now let's come down. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to set the base case, which is going to be like our condition whereby the recursion stops. So we can have something like if, so because the last value on our factorial is 1, so we can say if n is less than or equals to 1, then we want to return 1. This is an example of where we can set our base case so that our recursive function can stop when this is true. Then we can now come down here, and then we can return n multiplied by factorial. So what are we doing again is that we are calling this function in the same function again. Remember what our definition is. It said it's a function that calls itself to solve a problem by breaking it down into smaller instances of the same problem. So in the simplest time, what we are doing is that we are calling the same function to solve a problem by breaking it down into smaller instances of each. So we can say n minus 1. And now if we run this now, let's call this function in our void main. So if we call, let's store it as number equals to factorial, and let's pass our value to this, and let's print number. And if we run this now, you can see we have 720. So 720 is the factorial of 6. So it simply means 6 factorial is equals to 6 multiplied by 5. Multiplied by 5, multiplied by 4, multiplied by 3, multiplied by 2, and then multiplied by 1. And then if we multiply this, you get to see that we have 720. So the way this function is now going to work is that it's going to be like, let's comment this, and then we can have, we're passing 6, so it's going to be 6. So it's going to be 6 multiplied by factorial, and then remember 6 minus 1, that's going to give us 5, and then we can take us to the next one. Let's use an arrow for this. Take us to the next one. The next one now is going to be 5 multiplied by factorial, and then 5 minus 1 is going to be 4, and then the next one is going to be 4 multiplied by factorial, and then this is going to take 4 minus 1 is going to take 3, and so on until when n is equals to 1, and then the factorial stop because we have met our base case. That's the simplest way I can explain on recursive function to us. So recursive functions are powerful tool for breaking complex problems into smaller manageable parts. Mastering recursion helps in solving problems involving trees, graph, and mathematical computation. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, drop your question in the comment section, like, and share. See you in the next video. Thank you.